recognizing the eternity of your soul, knowing who you are, why you're here, knowing your, with the Magician and the Star card. Now with the Empress, La Imperatrice would talk about self-worth and value, knowing your worth and what you deserve. It would also talk about being beautifully talented. These two cards together would talk about having a sweet sounding voice, talking about being beautifully talented. It would also talking about having a craft, a skill that makes you elevated, at least in the, so if you live in the city of Portland, you might be the best reader in Portland. For instance, if you live in New York, you might be the #1 or the top 1% of real estate developers in New York, or whatever it is that you do. Your craft, your talent, your ability is cultivated and it makes you top notch. And whatever it is, the Empress, whatever it is with that Magician that you're doing, craft, tactics, ability, skill set, whatever it is, it adds beauty and it adds high vibration. It makes you the high vibrational person of that skill with the Empress and the Magician. So with the Tower card now, it could talk about being a person of great power. It could talk about that we're very skillful in creating, manifesting, building, erecting, whatever foundation that we're erecting. It may also be that we have very strong, powerful psychic abilities. The Tower, the Empress, and the Magician. It may mean that we're an extremely elevated vessel for the Creator, or it may mean that we're being attacked for our beauty, and that we're just now recently beginning to overcome it because we have some level of understanding or self-initiation. We may have been self-initiated, spiritual initiated, the spirits, the guides, the ancestors, the ascended masters, whatever, they may have come and gave us an initiation in their own right. And it would, we've gone through a psychic transformation because we were blocked for momentarily. And now we've entered into the world of healing. There's a light at the end of the tunnels, but the end of moderation is also here because we need to detox of certain energy frequency vibrations. We're entering into the eternal kingdom of the divine, unconditional love of the Creator. And we're having a sacred homecoming according to our soul family. And that's been slowly but surely in the background, ripening on the vine. And so that was here, that was happening. So there is going to be some kind of transition, reversal. I'm going to keep shuffling here. Yeah, it does seem like we're getting really clear, really clear on what's deep alive inside. And we know who we are, what's alive in us. And whatever it is, it's not like it wasn't always there, but we're suddenly aware of it, or there's been an increase. So with the collective, there is some disappointment. So we are having to learn. So there may be a temporary breakup, like 2 or 3 weeks. There may be, things of that nature, because there needs to be some change. There needs to be some kind of wool ripped from over the eyes. There needs to be a detox of delusion, illusion. There might have been some kind of overwhelm, like I said, delusion, illusion, confusion. There needs to be some kind of truth coming to the surface. Okay, and honestly, there needs to be a shift, a change in ideology. there needs to be some kind of illumination, enlightenment, healing, soul's healing. With the Temperance card and the Sun card, that means entering into the world of healing, soul healing, community healing. It's like, it's also a type of restoration, but it has to deal with the self, not really the life path, spirit, karma, destiny, but like your soul's power, your soul's wisdom, and your energy, like your perspective on life, your outlook on life. Some kind of discernment there. We're needing either boundary standards or to block, oppose because of some kind of unconditional love. It seems like we desire unconditional love here. And that's what we're motivating. And we're building it up. Now, this is the collective energy that I've been reading. Since that 5 of Cups came out, I've been reading the collective energy here. So I'm sorry if I look like agitated or angry. I'm having like, I started this reading and I started breaking out in hives, and that's always a sign that the detox, that we're going through toxicity. And I haven't seen the devil here. I've had 2 5s, which means chaos. So I hate that shit when something really sneaky is insidiously poisoning or making things toxic. And nobody can even get to what it is because everybody thinks nothing is wrong. That's really what I'm getting. That's often a thing when I open up the divination and all of a sudden hives come. It means somebody's been getting poisoned or somebody's been having negative influence slowly but surely, like Chinese water torture, drip, 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 drip. This a little dropper every other day into your life, the toxicity and malevolence and malignancy. That's what I'm getting with these hives. I keep staring at this 5 of Pentacles. It won't go away, but it's right next to the sun. So it kind of negates it. Like when these 2 cards, or when you have these 2 energies like this, it don't matter. If you're sick, you're going to heal. If you're poisoned, you're going to heal. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So right now, we're still dumb, deaf, blind, and stupid, stuck on stupid. I don't know, just as a collective, maybe not us individually, maybe not you individually, but generally for most of us going through whatever this is right now, whether we're the ones reading or as a collective, because, you know, if we're the ones reading or getting readings, if we're the ones watching the channel, we may be slightly more evolved or slightly differently evolved. We might be on a higher or more ascending vibration. But, you know, this is what's going on here. So something's beginning to pick up momentum and speed. We've been indecisive. We needed discernment, and it's been going on for a month. So because some kind of foundation is being built, or a masculine is rushing back in to ask for some kind of commitment or to come correct in some kind of way. There may also be a situation with the boss or the leader of an organization. They may be acting upon us, exploiting us in some way. They may be enacting or enforcing some kind of hardship. We may be left out in the cold because they're being harsh. They have war, hatred on their mind because they're being cutthroat with some kind of tactic that they're using. I'm getting all of that. And unfortunately, the 9 of Swords because that's Mars and Gemini, and the Knight of Swords, they go together because the Knight is either your rising sign or your Mars sign. So we have Mars and Gemini here, or somebody that's attacking, or somebody whose rising sign is a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, and they are going down a journey or going down a quest for drive, desires, passions, motivations according to intellect, reason, and communication. They're trying to expand their life path, spirit, karma, destiny according to intellect, reason, and communication. They're using their intellect, reason, and communication to incorporate the drive, desires, passions, motivations, instead of just being straight on what their drive, desires, passions, motivations are, and what it is they're trying to build, on what it is they're trying to matriculate here, incorporate here. They're using some kind of tactic. They're being doubly harsh, so they're doing extra. It's a minimum of 2 times magnification. It could be more, 2 to 10 times, I'm hearing. So at the very bare minimum, they need to reduce it by 50%, if not 75+%. And it's coming to a place of tenderness, of harmony, of security. It might be a place of celebration. Whatever it is, the place needs to be protected. So they will either need to stop immediately, or they'll need to be driven out, because we have that Knight, 9, and then 3. So somebody needs to be driven out. It's been decided over time, over a while of experiences, that this person's tactics are not acceptable, and now we need to scrutinize them. And this is the third party information. So this is what's going on collectively, or if we're in a one-on-one situation with a person, place, or thing, or this could be taking place in an environment surrounding location. There's a third party, somebody not in our main line of focus that's doing this stuff. Okay, so there's been a wound and then current need for healing, peace, purity. We should be contemplating on what we've accomplished, achieved, and how the situation's coming to an end, closing out, culminating, what's coming forward. And then in the last 3 days, something should have came forward. What is that? Because now we have 2 4s here, 4 of Cups, 4 of Swords. So they're either something is languishing on the threshold, or something is lingering, waiting, or something is being rejected. 2 4s talks about security, foundation, establishing something. So even though there's 5s, there's losses, there's not going to be some kind of diminishing. We're not going to be left out in the cold. The hardship is not going to be financial. It's going to be solitude. So we're going to be frozen out from somebody, or freeze somebody out, something of that nature. And we're going to do it with love and authentically, or this person is genuine and sincere. They just have poor tactics. I'm hearing they have a little bit of autism or idiot savantness, or they need a little bit of extra handling, special care, and they need somebody to take them aside and give them a remedial lesson. The situation can be remedied, but it's because the person's remedial. They're not genius, even if they have some genius about. Generally, in all the areas of their life, they're remedial because of how they show up and get results. And so we need to put things appropriately according to what's deserving, and that'll remedy this hardship. We do have a solution for this hardship. It's going to require compassion and fairness. And because we can be the loving, caring, compassionate one, they need nurturing, not just to be informed and instructed, but they literally need to be accepted and to have some radical honesty as well. Both of those, radical acceptance and radical honesty. Self-acceptance is what that is, even if it's being reflected back to you by another person. This person who's the 1, 2 extra, maybe even a little bit toxic, not malignant, it's not intentional toxicity. They need both self-acceptance and self-reflection, radical, so they need radical honesty and radical acceptance, which is so that they can have the strength they shouldn't feel like they're fighting everybody and fighting something in themselves. If they're fighting something in themselves, they should feel supported by the people around them to go inside and do hard work. Okay, so that's what I'm getting. Because they need to break out, break free, and have a new beginning. I keep getting duels. And it's something's coming forward that's been pending in the background. So when it manifests, it's time to do something. And in understanding what to do, let me make sure I'm not muted. Good. In understanding what to do, there's a recognition of what's been going on that's now culminated, concluded, or evolved, matured into the next step. So whenever this 3 of Wands, some conjuring or something showing up, calling something in, whenever we recognize this right moment, right time, because something could be built, something could be yielded, something could be manifested out of this whole cycle. And yeah, it's a skill. Like I said, there needs to be some kind of remedial class. The 8 is about learning, the 3 is about mastering. So of the Pentacles. So we have the 3 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles. So that's a double sun energy with the full triple sun energy. Something's coming through, coming forward, and it's about time. And it's what's right for this person's soul, and they're on the same page with us. So we might be the only one on that page with them, because we can be loving, caring, kind, affectionate. We can give them empathy, sympathy, whatever it is that they need, because our souls are the same. We're cut from the same cloth. 6 of Cups here, but things need to be matured. They need to improve the situation. They're slightly above undesirable, unacceptable. Just one step above. So there might not be a fail. There might be a D minus. There might not be a D plus. There might be a C minus, something of that kind of nature. It only takes 1 degree in the wrong direction to start really losing it all, or for it to start unraveling very quickly. But it also only takes 1 degree in the right direction for the remedy to actually take hold and start manifesting solutions quickly. It's like that adage that they say, especially in Western countries, especially in like the United States, there's like 50% of the population is 1 or 2 paychecks away from being homeless or being set on the path to becoming homeless. It's like that paycheck to paycheck kind of thing, or that remedy to remedy kind of thing. You've made apologies to enough people to not be collectively seen as persona non grata. And again, it's a wash. There's enough line of margin to ignore the inconclusivity. But if any stronger energy comes, we're going to be very conclusive on whatever the decision or the judgment is, whatever it is, good, positive, bad, negative, doesn't matter. So again, it's that weariness, one more try, giving it one more try. And I'm seeing the judgment card here in my mind, so that means renewal. Because we're sitting here stuck, we don't know what to do, or we're paused, or where we know our power in the situation, but we're not utilizing it yet because we're looking for some kind of creative new idea. We're looking to feel better. Right now, it is somewhat of a traumatic, dramatic, combative situation. With this 5 of Wands, there's a battle of wills, a battle of egos. That's the truth. Something needs to be deaded, something needs to be over, and it's with this other person. So I was just describing the third party energy or the context of the situation. Now let me directly tell you about this other person who needs this remedy. They are a little trifling treacherous. That might not be the case for everybody. Some of them might just have a secret. It could be that they're a virgin, for example. It could be that they're in the closet, for example. It could be that they have mutual attraction to you, for example, and they're just not saying it. So it could be that they have some kind of secret or strategy that they're using, and it is making the situation pretty toxic. It's almost like registering a betrayal for you, or for us. But what's going to happen is it backfires so strongly that it decimates them. So they're destroying themselves, but that's not their intention. They're just trying to overcome something. They're having an inner battle with themselves. So they keep planting seeds. They might have had something previously pathological that they're just not starting to come out, but they might not be the person anymore that did the behavior, but the behavior has results and the results are latent. So there's results from a previous behavior that's already started to go away, or we're dealing with those results now. So we're judging them on this behavior, which is actually kind of already starting to go away. But since all this shit is coming up to the surface, there's no way to even look and see if they're not doing that anymore, because all the stuff is suddenly coming out. If we had been dealing with this for a while, we've been able to see some of these changes in their behavior, but we haven't on the surface been dealing with for a while. If we've been dealing with the energy frequency vibration for a while, now all of a sudden this energy frequency vibration is manifesting fruits. So even if the energy frequency vibration is starting to dissipate, the fruits are starting to yield. Now, let's hope they're good fruits, but if it's a toxic malignant behavior, some kind of character defect, shortcoming. So this confusion is double faceted, because they're slow-ho, this person. They're really slow and dull with what they're doing, but they're gonna have some kind of reversal transition. Something's going to come back on them, the energy, the tactics that they're using, the things that they're saying, or in the background, they've been ready to come out with something. I'm really getting somebody that is either in the closet or a virgin. I'm sorry. That innocence and purity in the beginning, I thought virgin, and then I was like, I hope I don't see 2 9s, and then a 9 came out right away, and then I have my combination here, but it's not just that. I'm feeling somebody's also in the closet. We've got the King of Cups, not the Queen of Cups. We got the King of Cups and the Jack of Cups. That means top and bottom in the gay. Same sex, it doesn't need to be male, or it could also be female. It could also be butch femme or butch androgynous in the gay. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting a whole lot of that. So somebody's finally cultivated a sense of who they are and they're starting to yield and manifest. They've really behind the scenes done whatever they need to do to be safe and secure in the self, but it comes as a cost, because they're seen as dishonest, trifling, treacherous. They may be a hidden enemy. They may be secretly competing with the object of their affection, with their target, because of their tactics and strategies. They need to harmonize. They need to evolve. They're oppositional in their nature, and that's the earnesty of their spirit, that they really had to resort to some tactic, and they're not about that anymore. That's not who they are on character, but they're going to be judged by their behavior anyways. And so their heart is clean and pure, but they really need to cop to what the fuck they did, or they're gonna be shit out of luck. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting here. It ends in the judgment card. I mean, the wheel of justice, wheel of fortune. So judgment, justice, those were both two Freudians back to back. Okay, so it's been an honor and a pleasure to serve you. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. If you need help or any resources, check the show notes. Take good care of yourself. Bye, darling. Remember to smash that like button, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye.